Yo, what is going on, everybody? Fantasy Bull Run here, Brady here. Special episode. We have a special live stream tonight. So I have this Dynasty League that I'm the commissioner of. It's been going strong since 2021. And we're going to review every single trade that has went down in the history of this league. There were probably over 100. There might even be 200. Something is vibrating underneath my bed right now. I don't even know what's going on. Something's going crazy underneath me. All right, let's ignore that. All right, let's just get into. Actually, where should I start? Should I start? Let's do this. Oh, this opens up another tab. Yeah. Okay. All right. This was. Oh, okay. This is previous year. No. We don't need this. We don't want this. Yeah. Okay. Let's go all the way previous leagues 2021. Let's go to the beginning. All right. I was going to show the original draft board, but I think I don't even know how to pull it up low key. We go to league. We go down here. No, it is recent activity. Yeah. View all trades. All right. Okay. The first trade ever done, boys. Can we zoom in on this? Can I get a zoom in on this or no? This is the best we got? All right, this is the best we got, I guess. Unless I can zoom in on the browser. Let's see. I don't even know if it comes in. Oh, okay, here we go. All right. There we go. Okay. First trade ever made. This was during the draft. Actually, we don't care about these. First legit trade ever made between, of course, our boy Tom and Dan. We got Hams getting Robert Woods, Devontae Adams in a third, 2022 third, for Stephon Diggs, Heineke, Chuba, Elijah Moore, and a first. I'm not gonna lie, this was at the time, this had to be a Dan dub. I mean, he gets the first. Adams is probably elite here, but Diggs probably isn't even that bad at this point. Woods wound up, fizzling out like probably a year or two after this. Hubbard stayed on Dan's team for a minute. So I think we're gonna give this one to Dan. First ever trade in the league. All right. There's an actual boob here. That's probably not good for the YouTube algo. But we're gonna zoom out for this one. Holy. All right, then we got Cast. Okay. This is the trade that started it all. All right. Doughboy gets Julio Jones, Zeke, Austin Eckler. This is before his big year. Or maybe this is the year. Mark Andrews, Tony Pollard, and Joe Burrow. And 2 firsts. For who does he get in this trade? You're wondering. Joe Burrow and 2 firsts in the deal. Andrews, Eckler, what gets Jimmy G, retired Amari Cooper, Alvin Kamara, Kyle Pitts in a second. I mean, Kyle Pitts' value was so through the roof at the time, but this can't happen. I mean, we're doing a 5 for 8. Wow, how do you even do that? I don't even know how you do that. So obviously we know Doughboy won this trade, gets Joe Burrow, but we're not done. We are not done. There's another great trade coming between those two later on. Steve and Doughboy. Now we got Metcalf. Steve is acquiring Metcalf, a first and a second, for Thielen and Deshaun Watson. I'm going to say strongly that Steve won this deal. Adam Thielen probably in the middle of a good year here, but then fizzled out. DK Metcalf, obviously younger player, gets a first. This is a classic quarterback overvalue. Classic. Steve takes it down. All right. Then we get Mank and Lou. So Robert Woods is being passed around now for the second time this year. Mank gets Robert Woods, Allen Robinson, Jamison Crowder, Tyler Boyd, Chris Carson, and Zach Wilson. Another 5-piece deal here, 6-piece. And Lou is getting Ryan Tannehill, Devontae Adams, and Calvin Ridley. I think it's safe to assume that Lou won this deal. Second time Adams got traded this year. Couldn't tell you why Adams was getting passed around at this point. Still on the Packers here. Still really good. I think this was Calvin Ridley's last year in Atlanta before the suspension. Or maybe it was his second to last year. Oh, this is a 3-way deal. Hold the phone. Wait, hold on. There we go. I figured it out. My Manscaped is going off in my luggage underneath my desk. All right, we're done. All right, 3-way deal. So Hams gets D-Hop and Dalvin Cook. Lou gets Tannehill, Adams, and Ridley. And Mank gets a bunch of bullshit. Mainly because I guess he wanted Zach Wilson. So believing in the wrong young QB, we've all been there. I've done it too. We'll get there. But I'm going to safely say Lou wins this three-way trade here. Mr. Eights tonight. Then we get a trade between two classic rivals, two classic traders in this league. Rashad Bateman, a 2022 second, a 2023 first, third, and then a 2024 first for Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, and a 2023 third. Now, I wish they updated and they let us know what these picks wound up being. I have to assume that some of these picks had to be good. Amari Cooper at this point had like 2-3 good years left, so not bad that Hams is acquiring Cooper here. Bateman wound up, not really being great, but he's my GOAT now on my current team. Is it safe to say that this is probably a fair deal now at this point, looking back? Maybe slight edge to Hams, I guess, at this point. It depends on what these picks were. But these picks might have gotten traded. These picks always wind up getting traded before the draft. All right, and we got a classic upstate gang. Manx college friends making a trade here. James Conner and a third for Teddy Bridgewater. Safe to say Nate fleeced in this deal. Super easy. Next trade. Is this Nyheim Hines? He added Miller to his name? Is that Nyheim Hines for a third? I guess that was a Dojo dub. That was a Dan dub. Then, last trade of the year, DJ Moore for a 2020 second first. I don't know who that 2020 second first was, but I'm assuming probably a fair-ish deal. Yeah, hold on. Let's that was Eric's pick, right? Let's see. We have to go to the draft year. So this is 2020. Oh, this is the OG draft board. Oh my goodness. No, let's close that. All right. No previous leagues. Come on, bro. Oh, previous leagues. Oh my goodness. All right. I guess we just have to go back like this. Yeah, there we go. Got it. I figured it out. Let's go to 2022 now. Honestly, the only crazy trade was the Cast and Gar trade, giving him Burrow, giving him 2 firsts. This is where it starts to get a little crazy. This is where it starts to get a little crazy. Let's go to that draft board. Take a look at this 2022 draft. So it was Eric's first, right? You're saying before the draft it gets traded to Palisano? So Mank traded out of the pick. See, it never goes how you think, bro. It never goes how you think. I drafted Matt Corral. That's crazy. Oh, you guys can't even see it, but yeah. This was the draft board for our rookie draft year 1. Yeah, JMO at the 110 was complete dog shit for a very long time. Now not on my team. Kind of upset about that. Okay. League. View all. Trades. All right. Now we scroll all the way down. Okie dokie. This is where shit starts to hit the fan. I trade N'Keal Harry for a 4th. Dub. I'm going to say that's a dub. I then drafted Matt Corral with it, so it was a complete wash. N'Keal Harry got flipped for Matt Corral. It could have been, I guess it could have been Calvin Austin. That's probably the best bet on the board there, unless there's some undrafted GOAT this year that was good. Like maybe I don't even know who it would have been, but yeah, that's an insane trade. Then we get Hams and Lou again. Jameis Winston going to Hams now. We got Jameis Winston, Hunter Henry, J.D. McKissick, blast from the fucking pass, Antonio Gibson, both were Redskin running backs at the time, and a 2022 first for DeAndre Hopkins, Dalvin Cook, Patrick Mahomes, and loose boy Nwangu. I mean, this guy is a legit GOAT. On the Jets now, if you didn't know. He's on the Jets now. So, Jameis obviously didn't last long. Hunter Henry's still kicking. He's still solid. And what was that 2022 first from Lou? It was Dameon Pierce, y'all. Had a good rookie year. Fizzled out after that. Maybe this is the bounce back year. But, yeah, took Dameon Pierce over, let's say, like a George Pickens. It's probably the best bet there. Or, I guess, Trey McBride, but his ADP was low. But, yeah, Trey McBride, really GOAT pick in the middle of the second there. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say Lou won that deal. Hams again here with Dan. Elijah Moore, he cops a 2022 second and a 2022 first. So he gets his own pick back, I guess, because that's his pick. So Dan had his Hams' pick, gave it back, gives him Kelsey and Amari Cooper. So Elijah Moore, obviously poop. Now we go to the draft board, 2022 second. That was Dan's. So where is that? Did he give it back to Dan? Wait, am I reading this wrong? How the hell is Dan have his pick? Am I reading this wrong? There must have been another trade after this that I'm missing. But the 2022 first wound up being his own pick, and it wound up being James Cook. So solid pick. He doesn't stay on the team for long, but solid pick. Right? Yes, this is where the pick gets traded. So Dan gets his 2022 pick back. He acquires Alexander Madison and his 3rd round pick back. So the 2022 second that Dan picked, Tyler Algier. And so it's Tyler Algier for Madison and Brian Robinson. Pretty fair deal, I would say. I think B-Rob and Algier kind of canceled out. Maybe Algier probably better now at this point with this whole JC. Bill coming in now with the height. Bro, when did this Naeem Miller Hines? This is him, right? That's got to be Naeem Hines, right? Especially if Lou's copping him. Kendrick Bourne and Drew Lock for Naeem Hines. Honestly, this is just a wash. Hold on. Not even sharing the tab. This trade is a wash. I don't even know what's going on here with this. All right. Then we got Mank and Cast. Mank and Cast here. Cast picks up Chris Carson on his last legs at this point. A.J. Brown, Travis Etienne, the Broncos defense, and makes 2022nd second. That 2022nd second was then traded. Wait, was it? Where's Mank? Oh, yeah, it was then traded. Okay, so didn't even keep that. And Mank gets Kamara, Goddard, Rams defense, Ham's 22nd second, and a 2023 third. Ham's 22nd second was John Mechie. All right, so missed there. Got to see how Cass traded this pick. Had to be a live draft pick. All right. Now during the draft. Cass drafts. Cass trades for Matt's 2022nd first. Palisano picks up a 2022nd second from Cass and a 2022nd pick from Mank. And also Ham's 2023 first. Okay, so Palisano's first round pick that goes to Cass gets traded. Bro, what is going on? What did Cass do? What are you going to make any pick at all? Jesus Christ. And then Palisano picks up Cass 2022nd second, Jahan Dotson, who was good for a year, and Manx 22nd second, which is Malik Willis. All right, so that trade is just thrown in the garbage. I mean, that might as well not existed. Then we get Gar and Dan. Gar picks up Stephon Diggs. Dan picks up Jarvis Landry, Trevor Lawrence, and a 2023 first. Honestly, probably even, but I have a feeling this is probably better for Dan. Even though Diggs was still like in the prime here, getting a young QB who, whatever, underwhelming a little bit, but whatever, and a 2023 first. I mean, probably better. I mean, Jarvis Landry was literally he might have been out of the league after this year. Then Gar, Hopkins for Keenan Allen and Alexander Madison. Oh my God! This was a 4-way trade at 2:10 a.m. Oh my goodness! Cass gets Tyler Lockett, Alex O, now on the Raiders, and Antonio Gibson. Hams gets Raheem Mostert, Calvin Ridley, Cole Kmet, 2022 second, 2022 fourth, gets whoa. He gives up Keenan Allen, Lockett, Gibson. What are these picks? Palisano's 2022 first was Ken Walker. Dub. Then he also got Lou's second and Gar's second. Lou's second was Tyrion Davis-Price. L. That was the Elijah Mitchell year where everyone was drafting Tyrion Davis-Price in the 6th, 7th, 8th round, and then it was Elijah Mitchell. Gar's 2022 second was Alec Pierce. Okay, whatever. Better than Alex O. And then Gar's third and Lou's fourth and Cass fourth. Gar's third gets traded. Isaiah's fourth was Isaiah Pacheco. So actually a W pick from Hams there in the fourth with Pacheco. And then gets Lou's fourth, which was the last pick of the draft, and draft somebody I've never heard of. Who is Abram Smith? Couldn't tell you. He's now a free agent. Honestly, at the time, this was more of a dub for like Gar, Lou. But looking back, Hams actually got some pieces in this deal and really gave up older players and some shit players. I don't know what Cass was doing, giving up a first in this deal. I guess he thought Gibson was him or Lockett was carrying or something. But yeah, I don't know what Cass was doing here. Fuck them picks. Literally fuck them picks. Then we get the two lawyers. Oh, who is Jay Jefferson, running back for Tennessee? Who is this guy? I don't remember this guy existing. Josh Reynolds, Jay Jefferson, not Justin Jefferson, but the running back, and a 2022 third. The 2022 third from Lou wound up being Hassan Haskins. So we took a Tennessee running back that was trash. Lou gets Tommy Tremble and a 2022 third from Matt's pick and drafts Jelani Woods. Honestly, Jelani Woods was probably better. So this is probably a wash. Obviously, wash with pick. Kind of a hilarious deal that went down. This was a crit. Yo, Ham's dub. Wait, hold on. Baker Mayfield, a second and a third, gets Knob's second. Knob's second was Desmond Ritter. All right, gross. But he still won just with Baker. And then Luke's third. Luke's third was Kate Otten. Yo, Ham's, bro. And then he got the stack. Yo, wait. What happened here? Whoa. Yo, you fleeced Knob, bro. This guy never accepts deals. Dub. Rashad Penny for J.D. McKissick and Doughboys 2022 third. Gars 2022 third. Pierre Strong. Bot. All right. So we're going to say this is a wash. But honestly, at the time, good trade for Hams because Rashad Penny was actually good. He just couldn't stay healthy ever. He did have that one stretch where he looked like a really good and then got hurt again, like as per usual. What the fuck? Hams gave up nothing. Wait, hold on. What the fuck is this? What is it? Wait, Hams gave up literally nothing. Hams got literally nothing in return and gave up Drew Lock and his own second pick in 2023. I gotta see what this pick is. I gotta, what? All right. Well, that happened. That's wild. All right. Okay. Yo, these trades are going down at 3 a.m. on Discord. Like, what's going on in the PlayStation party? What's going on here? We got Adam Troutman and 2 firsts for Kelsey. Oh, yeah. Well, the Troutman believers, baby. Yeah, this is obviously a Lou dub. I don't really care what the picks are. We'll try and figure that out. Maybe, if I even remember. We got a 3-way Oh, no, I'm involved in a trade now. No, this is not good. I gave up my first in next year in the next year's draft. My 2024 second, 2022, and I gave up Drake London. Oh, no. I got Drake. Okay, so I acquired Drake London, a first and 2 seconds, but I gave up Saquon Barkley. Like, this isn't that bad of a trade at the time. Like, I probably could have got more for Saquon. I probably should have just held Saquon. The problem was I wound up getting rid of London later. But I get a first in 2 seconds. Isaiah gets Barkley and Fields, gives up Lockett and London, and a couple thirds and a fourth. And Mank gets Old Man Rodgers, Old Man Lockett, and picks, gives up a first and Fields. Yeah, Mank, I don't know what he was doing here at all. I don't think this. I mean, obviously, I think Cass wound up being the. I don't know. I probably at the time won the trade, but also Cass probably winds up winning in the long term, but also not really because then he fucked it over right after. Steven Gar. Steve gets Hams' 2024 first and a 2023 third. Gar gets Rashad White. At the time, good deal for Gar. Rashad White wound up being really good. I trade for a third and a fourth for Michael Gallup. Good deal for me. I think it's safe to say that this wound up being good for me. I don't even care really who I picked. I knew Michael Gallup was going out the door, but who knows? Maybe this year in Washington, bro, he's making the resurgence. I then trade P. Ryan and a fourth for a third. Honestly, Steve, if he even utilized P. Ryan wound up having value after this for a little bit. So I'm going to give this one to Steve. Then we get a three-way trade. Gar acquires Carter, Tremble, a fourth and a third. Palisano gets Sammy Watkins was still in the league at this time, and Calvin Ridley. And Lou gets Romeo Dobbs. Lou was definitely a Dobbs believer. I don't even know who won this trade. I guess at the time. Honestly, I can't even declare a winner here. I had to even declare a winner there. Steve and Palisano. Steve gets Jacobs, Darnell Mooney, and a second. Palisano gets Jamal Williams, DK Metcalf, a fourth, a third, and a second. Yep. Steve wins this deal with Jacobs being the best player in the deal. I trade for a fourth-round pick. I get rid of Laviska Shenault. At least I got a pick. I knew Laviska was poopy. I got rid of Dalton Schultz for a second. I think that's a pretty solid deal. I think fair. I mean, I'm biased, so I probably think I won there. What is this deal? Oh, this is the deal I fucked up. This is where I fucked my entire team. I give up my first, which winds up being the first overall pick in that draft. I trade for Kenny Pickett, the bust, Mitchell Trubisky, the bust, a third and a fourth. Clyde was a fucking straight bot, but giving up the first fucked my whole team. Then I thought this was a pretty solid pick. I thought this was a pretty good pick. This was a good trade. I get 2 firsts and a third for Aaron Jones, who's on the latter end of his career here. Fair deal. Ham and Dojo, another deal between them. Sky Moore and a third. Dan gets Harrison Butker and Jeff Wilson. Honestly, this is unironically a Dan W. Like, unironically, getting Butker in this deal, like, he wins this trade, which is hilarious. Now P. Ryan gets traded again. Cast gets P. Ryan and a 2025 fourth for a 2025 third. So we're going deep now into with these picks that just got used this year. Honestly, probably a Steve dub. I don't even know if he kept that pick, but Cast and Steve again. Cast gets Matt Ryan, Darren Waller, Joe Mixon, Brandon Ayuk, and a 2024 second. Steve gets Antonio Gibson, Trevor Etienne, Justin Fields, and 2 firsts. And that first winds up being the first overall pick for me. And now 2025 first going to Steve was actually a second overall this year, but Steve doesn't keep either of these picks. Trades to contend. With the actual players traded, it had to be a cast up with the actual players traded. It's the picks that made it lopsided. And so Steve winds up winning in the long term here. Hamill and Mank. Rondell Moore for Michael Carter and a third. I mean, two players that are just like forgotten about. Rondell Moore and Michael Carter. Don't even know like what's going on there. Russell Wilson now and a third for Mariota. I mean, another wash, right? Except Hams gets a third. So I guess that's a W, right? Cast and Luke. Cast gets Mike Evans and a 2025 third. Luke gets Garoppolo, Ayuk, Bateman, and a second. I think this is somehow a Luke dub, even though Mike Evans, best player, but Ayuk had that big year too. So probably a wash if I had to take a guess. Hams and Dan back at it again. Taylor Heineke and Sam Ellinger for a 2023 third. I think at the time, Heineke wound up being, I think Dan at the time got robbed. Don't know what the third round pick is. Call it a wash. Hams and Steve now. Antonio Gibson. Hams gets Antonio Gibson, Wan'Dale Robinson, and 2 firsts for Ken Walker. Oh man, I really got to find out. I really got to bring up this 2023 draft board. You all got to bear with me for a second. I have to bring it up. It's just I need to know. Okay. So Ham's got Steve's first and Gar's first. Steve's first gets traded. Gar's first. He picks Will Levis over like Achan, Laporta. Yeah. This 2023 draft was low-key stacked. I remember trading this pick to Lou. I remember that. Yeah, that was painful. Drafting Tyler Scott. What the fuck are we doing? Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then this guy, this guy's not even in the league. Kayshon Boutte. Yo, this draft was generationally buns for me. Literally just Stroud, and that's it. Kincaid. I traded up for Quentin Johnson. Don't remind me. Oh, man. All right. Back to the tab. So, yeah. Getting Ken Walker dub. So, Ken Walker is on his team for a year. Maybe less. Cast and Lou. Ryan Tannehill and DeAndre Carter for Cast's 2025 second. Okay. Not bad. Cast 2025 second gets traded to me. And I took Scattaboo. All right. Then we get Steve and Dan. Steve gets Michael Pittman. Uh-oh. Who is this guy? Who is C. Huntley, the running back? Who is that? I actually don't know who that is. Dan, who the fuck were you trading for? Who is this? Hold on. I got to put a fan on. Get hot in here. Working myself up. Yo, literally, who the hell is C. Huntley, Dan? I need to know. And Claypool and a 2023 second. 2023 second. Hams' 2023 second wound up being Michael Mayer for Dan. Safe to say, Steve won the deal. And Pittman is still on his team. Hams and Mank. David Bell and a third for Mostert. Manked up. Pretty clear, pretty easy. But let's just see what Hams' 2023 third was. Tajay Spears. Yeah, but Spears went to Yeah, we're just gonna give it a May because Mostert wound up having that year in Miami. Obviously, it's a sore subject for the boy, but it's okay. Now this is, oh my goodness, oh boy, strap in for this one, guys. Baker Mayfield. Cass gets Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold for a single 2025 third. Let me repeat. Now, this is when he was cut, and then on the Rams, and then on Carolina, and this when Darnold was also on Carolina, but Mayfield and Darnold for a 2023 third. There's nothing else to say there. And now the last trade of the year at 2:12 a.m. Actually, no, I guess this is when these are getting processed. These aren't all being okay. TJ Hawkinson goes to Luke for a 2023 second and a 2024 third. The 2023 second, Luke's 2023 second. Devon Achane. I'm going to say right off the bat, that's a fair trade. Right off the bat. Makes a great pick. Picks Achane. So I'm going to say Nate probably won because he got an extra player out of it at a more important position. Yeah. Wow. So that is a crazy year 2. We're just getting started. $2023. You thought it was crazy then? Here we go. League. Activity. View all. Trades. Skill zoom in. All right. Teddy Bridgewater for a 2023 fourth. Nate's 2023 fourth. DTR. Wash. Both irrelevant. Hams and Luke. Hams gets Tua and McLaurin for Ritter. Hams is 2025 first. Whoa. All right, we gotta dissect this. He gets McLaurin and Tua. Good players to get back. But let's see what he gave up. Ritter, Buns. What was Gar's 2023 first used on? Will Levis. Okay. And Matt's 2023 third gets traded. Okay. And then he has a first, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third Luke gets. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh no, he didn't trade him. He took Tillman. He took Tillman. But either way, probably relatively fair. I can't really tell. Palisano and Dan. Matt gets Cooper, Christian McCaffrey, MVS, Dan, and Cast's 2023 firsts. Dan gets Calvin Ridley, Ramondre Stevenson, George Pickens, and Hams' first. So McCaffrey already the best player in the deal, but who does he take with these firsts? 2023, Dan's 2023 first gets traded to me. So he doesn't even use that. And then Cass 2023 first gets traded to Gar. So Matt never winds up using these picks. He winds up flipping them, but gets McCaffrey. And Hams' 2023 first gets used on Bijan. Okay. So he gives up McCaffrey to get Bijan and Pickens. Honestly, somehow a Dan Dub. Actually a Dan Dub. I think it's safe to say, even though McCaffrey, best player in the trade for the year after, and Bijan kind of underwhelmed his rookie year. I mean, I think it's safe to say now, especially with Pickens going to Dallas, high hopes there. And Amari Cooper literally out of the league. MVS was kind of a bum. Matt not using the picks, but flipping them. I would say Dan actually made a solid deal. At first, I thought he got robbed, but now we're looking at it. It's not that bad. The candy shop and Gar. This is all right. Here we go. I didn't realize. I thought this Josh Allen deal happened the same year as the Burrow deal. I didn't realize it happened 2023. Cass gets DeAndre Hopkins on his last legs, Leonard Fournette on his last legs, Massage Watson, a 2024 first and second, and he gives up Josh Allen and Darren Waller. All right, obviously Gar won the deal, right? It's not even close, right? I get a 2024 third. I give Lou Matt Stafford. Whatever. Probably better for Lou. And now Lou's trying to give him back to me. Okay, I get Cortland Sutton and a 2023 first. Matt gets Evan Ingram and Eagles defense. I mean, obviously, I'm going to trade a defense any day. This was a dub for me because I wound up getting Kincaid and Sutton. Now, Sutton, I wind up flipping later on for probably not as much as I should have just held him. But that's besides the point. I won this deal. In my head, I won this deal. Next trade, Dan and Lou. Dan gets Everett, Mike White, a 2023 third. That third winds up being flipped to Hams. Okay. And a 2025 second. That 2025 second, let's see. Cass 2025 second gets traded to me. So this second pick gets traded around a fucking shit ton. It somehow gets back to me though. And Lou gets 2023 second and 2023 third. Both Dan's picks. So let's see. I'm assuming Lou won this deal. Oh, Lou winds up trading this pick to me, the second pick. I get Roshan, and then he picks Stetson Bennett. Okay, so this is a wash of all washes if I've ever seen one. Mank trades for Freiermuth and 2 firsts. So the first that Matt got earlier in the Dan deal then get flipped for Dallas Goedert, Jerry Jeudy in a second. Yeah, I would have did this trade if I was Mank too. But then what happens? 2023 first. He trades it. Matt, 2023 first. He takes Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers dub. Yeah, and then he winds up getting Jefferson. So, Mank dub. I'm going to go with Mank dub there. Okay. Everybody. Oh, my God. This trade is so fucking bad. This might be the worst. I should have put this on the thumbnail. I trade for Tony Pollard, I give up Drake London in my first, which winds up being Gibbs. It winds up being Jahmyr Gibbs. Generationally ass trade. This single-handedly made Gar's team elite for the next 5 years. And Tony Pollard was a straight fucking bum. I traded for Deontay Foreman, Hayden Hurst, and Dan's second, which was Roshan. Okay. For my 2023 second, which was Sam Laporta. Oh, yo, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. I got I got rinsed out. I got so rinsed out there. That is unbelievably bad. Jesus Christ almighty. All right, then Mink trades for Darren Waller, Alan Lazard, and Cast second, which is Tank Bigsby. So Darren Waller, Lazard, and Tank Bigsby. Gar gets Castro's first, which was Jordan Addison. Gar W. That is a Gar W. So Waller, Lazard, and Tank Bigsby for Jordan Addison. Yeah, Mink K on that one. 2023 fourth. Gar's 2023 fourth was some. I this guy's not even in the league, so I'm not even worth reviewing. Gets Tannehill and Hollins. It's a wash. Probably guard dub because Tannehill was actually a starter at one point. Eric and Hams. Derrick Henry gets traded for Steve's first. So it's Derrick Henry for JSN. Depends on where your teams are at. I would say it's a fair deal. I would say fair deal. Yo, we're still on the draft, by the way. Javonte Williams. Hams gets Javonte Williams, lose first and lose third. Dan gets Rashad Penny, Wan'Dale Robinson, and James Cook. Lose first, gets traded to me, and I pick QJ. Lose third, Aiden O'Connell. Safe to say James Cook, best player in the deal, and Wan'Dale still kicking, so Dan dub. This was bad. I trade for, it's Quentin Johnston for Steve second. Oh my God, Rashee Rice. Oh man, I traded up. I traded away the pick that would have been Rashee Rice to get QJ. And I also gave up my first. Oh, I gave up Doughboy's first. Oh my, yeah, generationally horrible. Another bad trade for me. I was on a tear in 2023 with horrible trades. Mank trades for Zeke, gives up his third. That third winds up being Tank Dell. So that's a Gar dub again. Yo, Gar was fleecing out in these streets in 2023. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson shipped for Gar's first. That's how he gets Will Levis. That is how he winds up getting Will Levis. So it's Will Levis for Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. So I'm going to say it was a looped up. Then Singletary and Manx second for D-Hop in 2024 second. So Singletary and okay, hold on. Here. Singletary and Manx second Jalen Hyatt, yeah. We're just gonna say Mank won. That's brutal. That's brutal. I get lose 2025 third. He gets. I already know that this is Jaden Reed. Like I already know that's Jaden Reed. So what did I get in the 2025 pick though? 2025 third. What is that? That's I got lose 2025 third. Dylan Sampson. So I mean could be good. We don't know exactly yet. At the time it was complete dog shit. But who knows? Maybe Dylan Sampson's going to be good now. Maybe that trade will come to fruition. I don't care about these two fourths. I'm not even reviewing this. Actually, I lied. I'll review it. 2023 fourth from Dan. Xavier Hutchinson. So it was Xavier Hutchinson for Sean Tucker and a 2024 fourth. I don't have the 2024 board up. Let me try and get it though. I'm going to pull up all the boards just so I have them for a reference. So that is Hams' 2024 fourth. Gets traded to Lou, and it winds up being Jatavian Sanders. Okay. So, all right. That's a wash. That's an L. Just a wash. Might as well trade it. Might as well never happen. Mank trades. Oh yeah, this was kind of wild. Mank gets a 2026 first and a 2024 fourth. Gar's 2024 fourth gets traded to Steve for Will Shipley. Oh my God, I could have took Tyrone Tracy. I took Rasheen Ali. Oh. Man, we are on generational runs, bro. But don't worry, we got Scattaboo now. Yeah, for likely, I mean this is already. I don't care what happens. This is probably a Mank dub. Greg Dulcich for 2025 third. Luke Parker's 2025 third. Luke Parker's Luke Parker's 2025 third gets traded to Lou, and he drafts Will Howard. It was my cousin took over his team, right? I believe so. Right? Yeah. Probably just a wash. Just like shouldn't even that trade shouldn't even exist. Big trade. Hold on. Big trade. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for 3. I don't even know how these happen. Gars 20. Okay, so it's Rondell Moore, Buns. Damian Pierce, meh. Alec Pierce, meh. Sky Moore, Buns. Pacheco was good. 2026 first. Hams is 2026 first. That's solid. I don't know who the fuck has that now, but that's solid. Hams is 2026 second. And Gar's 2024 first. Gar's 2024 first was JJ McCarthy. So we get basically Pacheco, Pierce, the McCarthy, and the picks for Mixon, P. Ryan, and AJ Brown. I'm going to still give the slight edge to Hams, obviously getting the better players in the deal, Mixon, Brown. But we don't know what the picks yet. Eric, 2024 second for Elijah Mitchell. The 2024 second winds up becoming Oh, that would have been Marino, right? That would have been Marino, no? Gets traded to Dan, and he picks Pearsall. So obviously it's an Eric Dub. I mean, Elijah Mitchell's fucking booty cheeks. Okay, Matt trades for Derrick Henry. Hams gets Amari Cooper, Cam Akers, and 2025 first. 2025 first winds up being Cam Ward. Wait, Cam Ward went fourth in this? Over, oh man, over Tet? I guess. I honestly, I don't know how Ibuka fell this far down. And Loveland fell to end here. Now that I'm looking at just a quick little review of the board here, just to look, just to see. I don't know why Gar's drafting Jimmy Horn. That's a joke. Yo, Torrey Horton solid. The Ollie Gordon pick solid. Wasn't Henry for Warren? $2025 first. It was the Palisanos pick. Oh, no, you are right. Yeah, you're right. No, yeah, it's for Warren. Okay. So it's Henry for Warren, basically. My cousin kind of made the best of a decent situation. Right? Or because Ramadan fucking pick, or it's either Ward or Warren. Either way, it's not like completely ass. Like, not the end of the world. You know? Okay, here's the deal. Justin Jefferson and a third goes. Nate gets back. Hopkins, Jordan Love, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Fryermuth, Zay Flowers, and Minx 2024 first. Minx 2024 first gets traded to Eric. So he doesn't even use it. He didn't need to use it because he fucking got Malik Neighbors at 4, the GOAT. Bro, if Steve took Neighbors over Marv, that would have been generational. I mean, obviously, the Jefferson side probably wins, but he has starting QB for a long time. J.K. Dobbins is still kicking for I don't know how long, though. Zay Flowers is underrated. And the first he didn't even use. So, yeah, make one. Make one that Nate had an insane offer for Justin Jefferson from Dan with like 3 firsts, 2 seconds, James Cook, and he declined it or just didn't look at it, which is insane. Hams and Steve. Yo, Steve, shout out Steve. I know you're on the flight right now. Whenever you're watching this, we're almost an hour in. We're taking up a lot of time on this flight. Hams gets Michael Pittman, Brock Purdy, and both of Steve's firsts for the next 2 years, 2024 and 2025. Steve gets Amari Cooper, Josh Dobbs, Cole Kmet, Jalen Warren, a third and a fourth. Now we can actually look at all these picks. Okay, so it's Pittman, Purdy, Oh my God. Hams trades the pick to Gar. He doesn't even pick. Oh, because he traded up to get Bowers. All right, hold on. He eventually makes the trade up with that pick to go get Bowers. But we'll get there. We're still going. There's still a lot. 2025 first. He trades to me because Steve's first round pick is me. So I don't know what happens there. So he trades basically Michael Pittman, Purdy. Don't know what he gets with these picks because he didn't make them. Let's see if Steve made any moves with these picks in 2025 draft. Hams' third and fourth round pick. He winds up trading these. Okay. So all these picks in this deal get traded. And I mean, it's kind of a dub, but Pittman's back on Steve's team. So yeah, bro, like, how do you even grade this deal? You can't even grade it. All right, Cass gets Mixon. Hams gets Sam Darnold and 2 firsts. 2024 one meep pick gets traded to Luke Parker. So I'm assuming he trades this pick and this pick to go get Bowers. I'm assuming that's what happens. And then yeah. And then Gar's pick gets traded back to Cast. So oh my goodness. So Isaiah gets Joe Mixon basically for just Sam Darnold. I'm assuming he trades both of these picks to go up. I'm assuming that's what happens here. Isaiah and Eric. Oh, this trade's an adventure. Isaiah gets Dak Prescott, DJ Moore, Trey Lance, Chris Evans, and Luke Shoemaker. So it's basically Dak and DJ Moore. 4. Clyde, Kyle Pitts, Alec Pierce, Sam Howell, Isaiah Pacheco, Puka Nacua, and then he gets a 2026 first. Obviously, Eric fleeces here because apparently Isaiah didn't know who Puka Nacua was. This was before the season started, September 7th. I think kickoff was September 10th. September 7th, this trade goes through. Gets Pitts, who's still playing and young. Gets Howell, who he winds up flipping to Hams for an absolute load. Pacheco, Nacua, yeah. Isaiah gets robbed. Hams gets George Pickens, Michael Mayer, and 2 firsts for A.J. Brown. Dan's 2024 first. Again, gets traded to Eric. He doesn't even... These picks are not getting kept at all. I haven't seen him make a pick yet in a draft. Dan's 2025 first gets traded to Eric for Igbuka. Oy, ay, ay. And he doesn't have Pickens. And now he doesn't have Pickens. I don't even know who has Pickens now, but neither of these players are on anybody's team. So I'm going to say, yeah, I don't even know what happens here. I don't even know if I can grade that accurately. Russell Wilson, McLaurin, a third. For Dobbs, Jerome Ford, a second, and 2025 fifth. They'd lose 2025 fifth get used. No, it goes to fucking Cash for Judkins. 2025 first does not get used. The 2024 second, Lou, gets traded to Mank. Holy fucking shit. Robert Woods got traded. Okay, so now Hams gets... This was a trade in 2021. Notice how 2 years ago these 2 players were getting moved. Now somehow they're wanted in a deal. Robert Woods, Dalvin Cook, Kate Otten. Ryan, lose 2024 second. Lose 2024 second. Gets traded to Mank. So Lou gets his pick back. Lou gets his pick back. And literally a week and a half late, 2 weeks later, Lou gets his pick back. Lou gets Hams is 2026 for yeah, okay. I don't even know what's going on. I trade Christian Kirk for Christian Watson. I lost this deal. At this point, now I have lost it because Christian Kirk actually is on it, like has a role now on a team. He's probably going to be a starting slot wide receiver for the Texans, and Christian Watson's like barely. I don't even know if he's going to play. Hams and Steve. Hams gets Dalton Schultz, Najee Harris, and my first overall pick. By the way, my 2024 first gets traded around like a fucking piece of candy, and I desperately needed it as my team was ass. Now, I got to know, like, who were we bullish on at the time to where you traded clearly the worst first round pick away. You gave your own first round pick up to get you got the better. Okay, so you got I guess that's the part of the deal. So you got the better first, and you're getting worse players in return. Pittman, Mayer, Bajent, Steve gets his first back, and Gar's first. Steve uses trades both of these picks. All right. Okay. Minshew and 2 fourths for Gus Edwards and a third. I mean, whatever. Okay, whatever. Hams gives Mank Braxton Berrios for free. That's the second trade I've seen where Hams is giving somebody up in a trade for literally free. No waivers needed. Mank is getting Curtis Samuel and a 2024 fourth, which is Cade Stover. So Curtis Samuel and Cade Stover for Tank Bigsby. Who knows? I'm bullish on Cade Stover, baby. Fuck Dalton Schultz, bro. That guy's not even that good. But honestly, probably Steve wins. But he's getting a handcuff because he has ETN or had ETN. I don't even remember if he still does. Mank gets a 2025 fourth, which is Steve's pick. He winds up giving it back to Cast. So Mank, Cast essentially gets Hunter Renfrow for free in this deal, but Hunter Renfrow is irrelevant and now not even on his team, like on anybody's team. I don't even know. I think he got picked up by somebody, but yeah, this trade might as well not even have happened because somehow Cass gets the Steve pick back. Cass and Dan. Cass gets Ridley, James Cook, lose 2024 first. Lose 2024 first, gets traded to Steve. Oh my God. Like, does anybody keep picks at all? Ever? And Cast's 2025 second goes to me. So he doesn't keep any of these picks. He gets Ridley and Cook, Breida, Saquon, and Mayfield. Yeah. Safe to say Dan winning this deal. Tyrod Taylor and a fourth for a fourth. Eric Velez, 2024 fourth. You wind up trading back to him, Lou. And lose 2025 fourth. Gets traded to Mac. All right, so this trade is irrelevant. Hams, Eric. Oh my God, Michael Thomas was traded for. Holy shit. Michael Thomas. This is when I guess he was coming off IR on his last year before he just got cut. So this is basically Kyle Pitts, Zamir White, Kendre Miller, Eric's 2024 first. Eric's 2024 first was Bowers. Okay. Eric's Matt's 2024 second. Matt's 2024 second gets traded to Dan for Pearsall. And Eric's 2025 third. Eric's 2025 third gets traded to me. Okay. He got Bowers, though, temporarily. And Pitts. Gives up Javonte Williams for Purdy. Matt's 2025 first. Was Ted McMillan. Eric winds up keeping a fucking pick. Finally, someone kept a pick. All right. So I think we're clearly going to go with the Eric side here at this point. Had Purdy, had a couple running backs that were useful for a little bit. Obviously, Bowers gets picked, but we all know what happens. We'll get there, though. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay. This deal was probably bad for me, so I sold low on all of these players. I get Elijah Moore. I get Marvin Mims. Wheels up for Marvin Mims, baby, now. Kendre Miller. Dan's 2024 first. Dan's 2024 first. Oh, I wound up trading for Will Levis and JSN. And then it was Steve's 2025 first, which is Loveland. And then 2025 third, Eric's 2025 third, which winds up being Harold Fannin. Okay, so I get Loveland, Fannin, wind up trading for JSN with this pick, and then I give up Godwin, whatever. Deontay Johnson's dust. Pollard, good. Like, it was so bad at the time, but now I'm looking at it, it could be not the worst trade I've ever seen. Like, we've went over worse. Should I have gotten rid of Pollard in this trade? Probably not. Maybe just these two players. But getting 2 firsts in the deal, using one to get Colston Loveland, I'll take it. Hams and Dan. Hams gets Trevor Lawrence, Ramondre Stevenson, a 20. Do I even have to check if these picks got used or not? Gone. And gone. Both somehow go to Eric. So those picks don't get used. Dan gets Tua. Yeah, this was I think in hindsight, this was a great trade for Hams. Sell high on Tua right there. Mank is trading for Michael Thomas after Hams made the mistake. What is this trade? 2024 second. Goes to Steve, so he doesn't even. Okay, I don't even know why I keep checking to see if Hams uses these picks, because they're not getting used. He gets Ty Chandler for basically Dalton Schultz. Mank wins, just because Dalton Schultz is actually a starter on a team. Matt and Zupo. Zupo gets Derrick Henry in a third from McLaurin in a third. Steve's 2024 third gets traded to me. I get Jalen McMillan. Yeah, Blue Dub. I don't know what was Matt thinking here. Couldn't tell you. This was a fire trade by me, and then I got rid of Mooney for no reason. 2024 Matt's 2024 second. Wait, I traded this? I guess so. I guess I traded that 2024 second, but I got Darnell Mooney, an actual player, for Kenny Pickett. I mean, dub for me, I think. PJ Walker for a 2026 second. I hope you're holding on to that shit tight, Dan. This is rogue. What is this? Brandon Cooks for a 2024 third. Bro, what? Manx 2024 third? Gets traded to Luke. Okay, so this winds up being irrelevant, really. Aiden O'Connell for Rico Dowdle and a 2025 second. That 2025 second gets traded a bunch of times before going finally to me at some point. Cass now trades. Oh, boy. Oh, fucking boy. Josh Dobbs, his 2025 first. Wait. Who traded Cast his fucking first round pick back? Why did that happen? After a trade like this kid should be in the gutter. Hold on. He trades Dobbs his first and 2/3 for Heineke, Watson, Hyatt, and lose 2024 first. Lose 2024 first was Jonathan Brooks. Honestly, just a bad trade all around on everybody's side. Huh? Cass's 2025 third was Shador Sanders. And Hams' 2025 third gets traded to me. Or no, wrong year. Gets traded to my cousin. Okay. So, weird trade there. Really, like, not even a winner. It's like literally not even a winner of this deal. Montgomery in a second for a first and a second. Do I even bother checking? Yeah. Gone. Gets sold. The pick gets sold. So it's Monty for lose first. Gets sold. And it casts second in 24. Casts second in 24. Gets okay. So this trade was irrelevant. So Eric gave up Monty for no reason, but what does he flip it for? Oh, okay. Now we're getting the good stuff, guys. Hams gets only Sam Howell. Eric gets Romeo Dobbs, Will Levis. But we don't care about those players. We care about the picks. Let's see the picks, because I already know 2024 third, Dojo third, Ray Davis. Already off to a good start. 2025 Dan first, and Emeka Egbuka. And 2025 third, Terrence Ferguson. So it's Terrence Ferguson, Emeka Egbuka, and Ray Davis, Romeo Dobbs, Levis for Howell. I mean, safe to say, Emeka Egbuka getting secured in this deal from just Sam Howell. By the way, acquiring Sam Howell in a trade where he fleeced and also got Puka and all those other players, insane deal. Oh, Hams gets Ken Walker back now. Hams gets Ken Walker back after trading him to Steve. Ken Walker, Jalen Hyatt, and Gar's 2024 first. Gar's 2024 first gets traded, obviously. Duh. Monty and Deontay Johnson. I mean, I'm going to assume Steve Dubb. Here we go. My first round pick goes again. There goes my first round pick again. Okay, so this is where I'm just like, my pick is just getting dangled in front of everybody. What Caleb Williams was this hyped, huh? Right? He acquires now Jamar Chase, Luke Musgrave, and Michael Wilson for Godwin, Pitts, Stevenson, and the first overall pick. How Chase is not just held onto and hugged for the next until he retires, I don't know. But this was obviously a Hams W at the time. Still, probably would be classified as a Hams W. I remember this deal. At the time, I remember both these players were doing great. Waddle and White. The 2025 third, Doughboy third gets traded, so it doesn't really get used. But Carr on the way out, Kamara, and okay, Schultz, and then the 2026 first we'll find out about, but I don't even know if he has that still. Oh, then there was this deal. Oh, yes. This is where I'm like, why are people making deals with Hams? And why are we making 6-for-6 deals? That was my question. So we get Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, Brian Robinson. 3 seconds. I'm assuming he uses none of these. So it's his, Luke's, and Steve's. Ready? His, gone. Luke's, gone. Steve's, gone. 3-for-3. Has he, when have I switched over to the draft board and we've seen Hams claim a pick? I'm going to say it hasn't happened. Then Luke gets Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, George Pickens, Rashee Rice, and casts first, which is Bo Nix. So he gets Bo Nix, Rashee, Pickens, this trade actually was not even that bad, and we wanted to veto this shit at the time. Literally, this trade is not even that bad, especially since he doesn't even use these picks. I don't even know what he flips. I don't even know what he flips them for. This, I fucked up on this one. I'm not gonna. Okay, I essentially traded Cortland Sutton for Cam Skattebo. What do we think? What do we think, chat? I felt like maybe I probably could have got a lot more for him if I kept him for the 2024 season, because obviously he had a good year. But now looking at it, Sutton for Skattebo. We'll see how Skattebo does, obviously. We don't know, but I think that's probably a decent trade for me. Probably going to be decent. Love seeing kickers and deals. I love it. McManus, a second. Does Mank use this second? Mank does. He drafts Malachi Corley. Oof. So McManus, Malachi Corley, and Malachi Corley, basically, because he trades this for Lockett and Luke Parker's third. Luke Parker's third. It gets traded back to Mank at some point. Okay. So Lou doesn't even use his pick. He trades it back to Mank at some point. That's the end of this year. Holy crap. Hour and a half in. We haven't even gotten to the last year. We're just scratching the surface here, boys. Actually, no, we're definitely halfway through. Whew. Oh, Simmy's in here. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Brady. Thank you. Appreciate it. Drop the like. Drop the like, Chief. Drop the like, Esquire. Glad to have you in the league this year. Too bad Hams didn't accept your deal, man. It's a tough break, man. By the way, these are not my pop toys. Not my room. FYI. Okay. Whew. Now we're into 2024. Seeing what I got for Howell is crazy. Yes, and then you wound up flipping it and into yeah, and then you get Ibuka basically out of that. Yeah, crazy stuff. All right, now onto the 2024 season. We had some crazy off-season moves here. Chase gets dealt. Hams had him. Right? Honestly, looks like a pretty fair deal. I'm not like we already know these picks. The Dojo Dan second, it's gone. You already know it's gone. We already know Hams didn't actually use that pick. We know, right? Yeah, you didn't use it. Dan gets Chase, Otten, Michael Wilson, and a 2025 second. Does Dan use this 2025 second? Does Eric 2025 second? No, he doesn't. He trades it. Okay. Kittle, Tua, Brown for Chase. I mean, pretty fair. I think fair deal. I don't know if I would have given up Chase. The problem is Dan gets Chase and flips it for way worse. That's the issue here. That's the issue. We got the second upstater deal trade. This is Luke's last year in the league here. Bryce Young for James Conner and Manx first. Manx first winds up being traded. So I guess that's that, right? I guess I don't even know who wins that. Couldn't even tell you who wins this deal. Couldn't really tell you. Oh, this was an interesting trade that went down. T. Higgins for Nico Collins. Lose 2025 second. Lose 2025 second. Winds up being Jack Besh. So we'll see what happens there. Jack Besh. So T. Higgins, Jack Besh, 2026 fourth for Nico. So let's do T. Higgins and Josh Besh for Nico and 2025 fourth. Luke gets his own 2025 fourth back. Oh, he trades it. Honestly, it could be an Eric Dub. It actually could be an Eric Dub with the addition of the extra player. We'll see how the 2026 picks go. But if the 2026 second round winds up being better than the 2025 second round, but pretty fair deal that went down, which is kind of rare. I am ashamed that this happened. I am incredible. I was not tuned in as much as I am now. Last year, I thought Darnell Mooney was a piece of shit. I traded him for a bunch of bums. Jake Browning, like, are we serious? Like, let's just move on. Let's just move on. That's a joke. All right. Hams, Dan. Hams gets Saquon Barkley and a third. Dan gets a first, a second, and a fourth. Undersold on Barkley, I think here. I think we undersold. I also kind of undersold on Barkley. This is also before this past season that happened where Saquon's like literally the best player in fantasy almost. The 2024 first from Doughboy gets traded. The 2024 Steve pick traded. And the 2024 fourth pick gets traded. So Dan not making any fucking picks either. And and Luke's 2025 gets traded, obviously. So I don't know what Dan flipped those picks into, but he gave up Saquon for a literal bag of rocks. I acquired Tyler Lockett and Steve's 2024 third. Steve's 2024 third. was Jalen McMillan. So I get Lockett and McMillan, but I gave Steve Mike Marino's second. Mike Marino's second winds up getting flipped to Dan for Pearsall. So yeah, I mean, that Saquon trade is a nightmare. I don't know what that is. I really don't. And also, it's Hams on the receiving end of the Wraith too, which is crazy too. I don't know what Dan did. Yeah. Okay. Eric receives Monty 2025 second. Steve's 2025 second gets traded to Mank. Okay. It's not even, I'm only going to bring the draft board up if it's actually worth. And then Steve picks up Izzy Abanik. Okay. Useless. Lose 2025 first. Lose 2025 first gets traded. And Casts 2024 second gets used to draft Blake Corum. Okay. Okay. So Monty for Corum, basically. I don't know what the picks wind up getting them. It's so hard to follow because nobody actually keeps the picks. They just flip them for other stuff. So you can't really know who fully won these deals because the picks never stay. They just go out. They just fly out as fast as they came in. Isaiah and Dan. Isaiah gets Kadon and Wandale Robinson, a fourth, a second, a first. Doughboys first. J.J. McCarthy. Steve's second. Okay. Roman Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, Roman Wilson, and Dan's fourth. Gets traded. Yeah. Gets Mike Evans. He gives up a 2026 first. I hope Dan still has that, bro. Oh man. Yeah, we're just yeah. Isaiah's getting fisted on this one. 100%. Oh yeah, what happened here? Yep, my first overall pick goes back to Hams, bro. It's now his second try with the first overall pick. The second try. Rashad White and my first overall pick. Spoiler alert, he doesn't keep the pick. Now, Mank gets Ken Walker, Eric's 2024 first, which somehow goes to Hams. Okay. Luke, Hams, and Dan second. Traded. Mank picks Jalen Polk. So you traded the two good picks. Hope you got good shit because you missed out on McConkey and Brian Thomas. You kept the shit pick. You got Jalen Polk. Solid. But you got Ken Walker. I don't even know if you still have Ken Walker either. Yeah, this trade is I don't even know. Justin Fields and Steve's first for Prescott and Singletary. What was Steve's first used on? It was Keon Coleman, but he didn't keep the pick. So he just traded Dak for Fields, basically. Ay. Notice how you don't like. I guess I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I just got to get more active in the streets, bro. Because like I don't know. This is crazy. My name has not popped up in 2 years because I made those bad trades and I was like, that's it. Can't do anymore. Got to wait now. Got to rebuild. got to keep my picks and make good picks. No one is keeping these picks. Correct. It's so fucking good. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Jones, Gabe Davis, Joe Mixon, and a first. Isaiah, who are we valuing here? Who's the value? Kirk Cousins? Aaron Jones, I guess. Steve's 2024 first. So you give Steve's pick to Gar. So that becomes Keon Coleman. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if Keon Coleman might break out this year. So it's probably a Gar dub. Izzy and Abanikanda for a fourth. Whatever. Oh, let's see what the fourth is. Eric Bell, fourth. Nope, gets traded back to Cast. I lied. Don't really matter. Deshaun Watson in a fourth for a second in a fourth. Luke Parker's second. Gets traded to Eric. Winds up being Brian Thomas. Gar's 2024 fourth. Uses it and gets Will Shipley. Could have probably kept that second, dog. Could have probably kept that second. That would have been nasty. Okay, here's this deal. Okay, yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We trade Green Bay receivers. I guess I technically get the better Green Bay receiver. JSN and JMO, you could probably say they're even, right? The problem is this first winds up being Drake May, and I get Will Levis. So Eric wins this deal. Then, here we go. As my pick, Hams had my pick for a second time. It's gone a second time. Now down to Eric. What is this? This is the fourth time my pick's gone, been traded just this year, maybe fifth. Eric gets the first overall pick for Puka, and Eric's second. Eric's second gets used on Michael Penix. And we all know what happens to Michael Penix because that trade's in the thumbnail, baby. So, yeah. And also Puka. Oh, my God, bro. He had Puka. He had Bowers. He had Penix. He had my pick. I don't even know what happened. I couldn't tell you. Rico Dowdle. Brian Robinson for Aaron Jones. Giving that one to Hams. Oh, here's the deal. So Dan winds up getting Chase, then giving him up. Lou gets Chase for Chase Ferguson and a 2024 fourth. The 2024 fourth winds up being Jatavion Sanders, who is now back on Hams' team, who is the rightful owner of that pick. Funny how that works. 4, Travis Kelce, Gus Edwards, Jaden Reed, a 2026 first. Hopefully that's goated. The 2024 third and second. Marino's second was Ricky Pearsall. Hams's third was traded to me. So Pearsall, Reed, Kelce for Chase, and we gave up another tight end in it because So Lou Dub, to Lou Dub, even though I believe in Ricky P a lot, to Lou Dub obviously. Here we go. Eric now. We're flipping picks. Luke gets the first overall pick. Eric winds up getting Luke's first and Mank's first. So what is that? The third and the 11th pick for the first pick. So it was Caleb Williams for Jaden Daniels and Xavier Worthy. Wow. Yeah. I mean, absolutely tactical trade out of the one spot right there. Insane tactical decision. And he also gets a 2024 fourth. Who did that get used on? Aldrich Estime. All right, whatever. But imagine you took someone like fucking Tyrone Tracy, Will Shipley. Oh, it would have been even crazier. Would have been even more wild. But yeah, insane trade back there. Eric gets Knobs second. AD Mitchell for Javonte Williams. That's a wash. You could have took Ricky P, but you took AD Mitchell, which, yeah, AD Mitchell. I'm hoping for the breakout, but not banking on it this year now with Jones at QB. Guy can't throw deep for shit. Eric trades for Josh Jacobs and Luke's second. Oh my God. Josh Jacobs and Brian Thomas. Oh boy. Oh boy. Josh Jacobs and Brian Thomas for Monty and Pacheco. So Steve, in that earlier trade, had the second, flips him for Monty and Pacheco. Jacobs arguably the better back anyway than these two. And also you just add in Brian Thomas into the mix. Yeah, Eric cooked on these trades this year. Okay. Hams gets Eric first and Dan second. So it's Brock Bowers. He actually made a pick. And Dan second. He gets traded. But that pick was ass anyway. So he traded for Brock. It was basically Brock Bowers for Ayuk, Musgrave, Spears, and Eric's pick, but somehow Mank gives this pick back to Hams, and then he takes Penix. Yeah, Mank might have got robbed. Obviously, he doesn't keep Bowers, spoiler alert, but he might have got robbed. Jake Ferguson in a third. Luke's 2024 third. Winds up being Ben Sinnott. So Ferguson and Sinnott for McConkey. Ferguson and Sinnott for McConkey. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ferguson and Sinnott for McConkey. Yeah, Lou Dub. Solid deal there. Eric's 2024 second. This is how Hams gets Penix back for Sutton and Jalen Polk. So it's basically Sutton for Penix. Depends on what you need and what your team's at. I would say it's probably fair. But obviously, it's in the thumbnail, guys. He doesn't stay. Hey, I trade my 2024 Mank second for Rashad Bateman. That winds up being Troy Franklin for Rashad Bateman. I actually think Troy Franklin might be good this year, but I honestly don't know if I would have even took Troy Franklin with that pick at the time. I probably would have took one of these running backs I took anyway. By the way, I took Wright and Lloyd over Bucky. It's just all I needed to do was take Bucky, bro. All I needed to do, man. If only I was woke to Bucky during the Dynasty season, because during the actual redraft, in July and August, I was all over Bucky going into last year. It's one of my favorite sleepers. But just when we draft at that time, I was just in the dark. I trade for Hams' third. Marshawn Lloyd for Tyler Lockett and Kamani Vidal. So I'm going to say that's a wash, but Marshawn Lloyd obviously has a better chance of actually being somebody. So I'll say I caught the dub here. Well, actually, Lockett's probably going to be decent. So honestly, probably, I don't even know where he is, though, now. Lance for a fourth. Eric Velez is 2024 fourth. Ben Rice. All right, so irrelevant. Darnell Mooney for Dan's 2024 fourth. Dan's 2024 fourth is Theo Johnson. Okay. So Darnell Mooney for Theo Johnson. I would say Darnell Mooney probably better still. Even though, whatever, positional scarcity aside, I guess. I still think Mooney's better. Big deal here. Minshew, Ferguson, Chase Brown, Stover, Jalen Polk, Manx 2025 first. RJ Harvey. Manx 2025 first ones of being RJ Harvey. And Steve's 2025 fourth winds up being Kyle Manungai. So we get Ferguson, Brown, Stover, Harvey, and Manungai for Cousins, DJ Moore, and a 2026 second. I mean, he doesn't get any receivers back at all. He was anticipating on Jalen Polk being somewhat of a actual player. But this could actually wind up benefiting Cass more in the long run here. Unless that 2026 second is absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, Henry, it was Henry for JSN, basically. Yeah, I missed that text before, but Henry and JSN. You also could just type in the YouTube chat, but Lou's for some reason not typed signed into his YouTube. He just watches. Ricky Pearsall. Okay. Oh, this might be a cast up. Cast gets Ricky Pearsall, his own third round pick, Shador Sanders, and Eric's second, Caleb Johnson. Okay. So we get Ricky Pearsall, Caleb Johnson, and Shador Sanders for Rico Dowdle, Wando Robinson, and Brian Robinson. Yeah, this is a cast up. Easy cast up. Not even close. Damn, that's tough. This is a hilarious fucking trade. Hilarious, by the way. Malik Washington for Quentin Johnston. Yo, if Tyreek Hill goes, bro, Malik Washington, wide receiver 2. I think he's already their third receiver on the depth chart anyway. Whatever. I just believe in the weird-ass obscure players because I have no choice. My team's buns. Evan, okay, no, I thought that was a three-way trade for a second. Evan Ingram for Monty in a fourth. That fourth pick wound up being Gabriel by Semi. Whatever. So whatever trade, you know. Okay. Guys, picture this. Week 1 just happened. You traded up. You traded the first overall pick for your fifth pick for a couple of picks, and then you traded up to get Brock Bowers. And now after 1 week, you trade for Kelsey, AJ Brown, and Chuba Hubbard. And now you give up Brock Bowers, Puka, by the way, who you got in trading away the 101. You trade Bowers, trade Puka, you trade a third, and Chandler. You get AJ Brown, aging Travis Kelsey, who he gives up for a third this year in the draft, and Chuba Hubbard. I debated putting this one as the thumbnail. I decided to go with the Penix pick because it's my personal favorite. Okay. Tyler Lockett for a 2027 second. Dan Dub. Even if Lockett does good this year. Gar, Mike Evans for Keon Coleman and a third. I mean, probably a Gar dub. But if Keon Coleman breaks out now this year, Mike Evans retires in a year or two. Nope. It's not my fault you take everything personal, dog. Just react to the trades, man. You don't need it. You don't always need to clap back, bro. You don't need to defend everything. It's okay. It's okay. Mank, Eric, let's see. Mank gets Josh Jacobs, McBride, and Purdy. Stroud deals I should have accepted. No. Mm-mm. Stroud deals I should have accepted. No way. The young player, I'll wait. His value his what? He's not cooked. Jacobs, McBride, and Purdy. Okay. Mank. Eric gets Waddle, Ken Walker, Spears, and not 2026 sec. Yeah. This is probably a Mank W. Probably a Mank W. What do you mean I skipped the penny steal? Oh, there it is. I did. You're right. I did skip the penny steal. It's the thumbnail, baby. We trade up for Penis Jr. Dan picks up Huntley on waivers the week before, ships him off the Hams for a Huntley and a third. The 2025 third doesn't get used. Negatore. And boom. Dan's got Penis Jr. The thumbnail. Hams, I don't know what you're defending. You're like openly admitting that you offered a shit deal. If I accepted that, it would just be another shit deal in the repertoire of shit deals I'm going through. So, you should be happy I declined that. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do with that. Kareem Hunt for Chuba. Yeah, this was another one. This is another great one. Kareem Hunt for Chuba in a third. The 2025 Hamill third. So it goes back to him. Oh, no. It winds up being Devin Neal. Because this is Luke. My cousin actually used this pick. This is 2024 board. Devin Neal. Okay. So Chuba Hubbard and Devin Neal for Kareem Hunt. I'm going to say my cousin inherited a W. Cass and Steve. Amari Cooper, Jonathan Brooks. Lose first. Quinshon Judkins. So Amari Cooper. So it's basically Brooks, Quinshon Judkins. Yeah, Steve won the deal, dog. James Cook and Ridley. If Judkins gets drafted here, we won't know what this third round pick is till next year. Jonathan Brooks is literally missing in action. Amari Cooper is retired. Okay, here's the deal that that I was getting some backlash about. Goff for Warren, AOC 2026 first. I mean, Steve obviously, probably wins in the short term, but if the 2026 pick's goated and Warren actually is wide receiver RB1 this year, could be not completely ass. And then last trade of the year, I get a 2026 second for Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is a straight fucking bum. So I took the 2026 second that'll probably wind up being decent. Okay. Woo. We are on to the last year now. Everything that's happened now for this season. Okay. By the way, I forgot. Okay, let's look. This deal happens. Rashi Rice and a 2025 first. The 2025 first winds up being Cam Ward. So it's Rashi Rice and Cam Ward for AJ Brown and a 2027 first. You would think probably a mid pick at best, at worst. Probably a higher up pick, you would think, right? I completely forgot this 2027 first was in this deal. So I think my cousin comes away pretty solid. 2027 draft class is going to be really good. This trade won't even pop up, by the way. It just looks empty. By the way, this trade was 1 fab for 2 fab. Literally, it was a $1 to $2 exchange. I forgot who got the short end of the stick on the fab, but they literally just traded fab dollars back and forth, and somebody got $1 more. Probably should have. That's also could have been a thumbnail. Tucker Craft for 2025 second. Simi 2025 second gets traded to Hams for Burden. Burden now back on Lou's team. I believe so. Believe it's probably about 50%, at least over. So it was Luther Burden for Tucker Craft, but Lou didn't necessarily get that, but now he does have Burden, so I guess it is Craft for Burden. So I would say probably fair to leaning Lou now. Tucker Craft could be good though. I believe in Packers offense this year a lot. Mank and Steve. Mank gets Dak, Travis Etienne, 2025 third, which he doesn't keep. And Steve gets Godwin, Tyrone Tracy, a pick he doesn't keep, another pick he doesn't keep, and Elijah Arroyo. So a pick he finally makes Steve. Okay, so it's Godwin, Tracy, and Arroyo, Prescott, ETN. I mean, I think ETN is Tracy's probably better than ETN, but I like Dak in this deal though for Mank a lot, just because I think that's a bounce back year right there for that offense. Just gonna be passing a lot. I think their defense might not be that good. Let's see. Russell Wilson might maybe the 10th time he's been traded this year. Sim gets Russell Wilson, Yoshi Voss, and a 2026 third for Mink's 2025 second. Mink's 2025 second winds up getting traded to me in the draft. And Simi's 2025 third, which winds up getting traded as well. So kind of just a roster dump and giving up a 2026 third for stuff that he winds up flipping. Pretty sure this 2025. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that third round pick winds up getting flipped for for Kelsey straight up. We'll get there. The Simi 2020. Oh no, this is a different 2025 second pick. So we had 2 seconds. So Cup and Sims second. Cup and Luther Burden for Hill and Tua. Now Burden's not even on the squad. Now he's got, McConkey, right? Cup, Hill. I mean, you think whatever you want about that one. Steve's second. This is a Tyler Shuck for Kyle Pitts trade, which actually kind of interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that develops this season. I trade up for Mank's second round pick, which is Jalen Knoll. And Lou gets my third this year. Which he flipped to Steve. And my next year fourth. So I thought that was pretty good for me. It's a pretty good deal for me. Okay, yeah. So he takes the third he gets from me. He gives it to Steve, who takes Jaden Blue, and Lou gets a third and a fourth. My cousins and Manx. He gets Will Howard. And then he gives that pick back to Mank. Okay. There it is. Third round pick. So it's Jalen Royals for Travis Kelce. So hopefully Jalen Royals is him this year. I mean, there's a chance. I kind of like Royals as a late round dart throw, bro. In my best ball drafts. Right. Then Lou gives Mank his pick back, which becomes Chimere Dike, receiver for Tennessee, but not Io Manor. Io Manor was getting more hype. Io Manor didn't even get drafted in this, but Dike did. Dike went higher in the draft. That's why. And then it gets to lose 2024 fourth. Lose Woody Marks. Not bad. And Lou gets Steve's third. Steve's third is DJ Giddens. So all of this trading with my pick, then giving it to him, and then this, and give it. Okay, winds up getting Giddens, which I like. He has JT. Everyone loves to draft handcuffs in Dynasty, but I also just like DJ Giddens as a prospect. Got a lot of DJ Giddens exposure, Lou. Like 18%. So if JT gets hurt, I am DJ Giddens' biggest fucking fan. Evan Ingram, Isaiah Pacheco for Jameson Williams. I personally think Steve won this trade. I told Eric that to his face. But Eric said he needed a tight end. He needed a running back. We'll see. We'll see how Pacheco does this year. We'll see what's going on with all these players this year. We won't know for sure what's going on with that. Then we got Calvin Ridley and Brenton Strange and a 2027 second for Kittle and 2 forts. A lot of faith in Strange. I don't know. Does he have Trevor? I keep forgetting who has who. But no, I don't think he does. Okay, maybe he does. I don't know. But Ridley Strange, it's not the worst trade. It's definitely more fair of a trade. But Kittle's gonna have a monster year this year. As long as he stays healthy. This was a close trade, bro. Close ass trade. Jordan Addison and a first. Cup, Darnold, Ridley in a second. I remember being in the middle of this negotiation, kind of, not really. I told Gar I liked Calvin Ridley, but I don't like Cup and Darnold. Told him I liked Addison. I thought this was probably in the long run a Ham's W. It really comes down to if Darnold is actually going to be good and is Cup not washed. I think both of them are probably not going to do great, but I could be wrong. I don't have all the answers, dog. Honestly, I pushed this through, but like, what the fuck is this? 2026 third, 2027 second for Aaron Jones and Tillman. I mean, Aaron Jones is at worst like splitting carries like a 1B to Mason. And Tillman's a young receiver, DFS legend last year, bro. The DFS GOAT, Cedric Tillman, getting disrespected. I guess Aaron Jones worth a second. I guess Tillman worth a third. Like, not like awful, but like, yeah. I mean, it's not the worst trade. We've seen worse already. We've went through all of them. And then our most recent trade that has went through, Jatavian Sanders, Lad McConkey, and 2 seconds for Saquon and Luther Burden. I mean, he gets a young receiver, McConkey, who should be good. The seconds we won't know about. Jatavian Sanders, exciting young tight end. The problem is we give up Saquon. We give up Burden, who we just drafted. Like, Burden, for all we know, can wind up being better than McConkey. He's just in a bad, quote-unquote, bad situation as, like, the third receiver. McConkey's clearly the one. I'm not saying that's going to happen. McConkey's probably better in the long run. But, I don't know. We might have been able to get more for Saquon. That seems like to be a theme with Saquon Barkley. Everybody who's traded Barkley, me, Cass, Hams, Dan, all of them kind of like feel like you might have been able to get a little more for Barkley. All of us collectively. Now let's go to the trades that can I look at these? Is there a way to look at these trades that have happening up here? Review. Okay. This trade went through last night. Jalen Waddle, 2 firsts and a second. Eric gets Amon Ra, Rashad White, and a first. I heard there's chatter of a better deal out there where Hams doesn't have to give up a first. He's also getting 2 firsts. So one of those firsts being in 2027, not 2 2026s. And Devontae Smith being in the deal instead of Waddle. I mean, hey, I guess he's bullish on Waddle, or Waddle's getting flipped or whatever. I mean, I don't know. This thing happened. It exists now, and I'm actually going to process it live on stream here. I mean, holy. And then we have this trade that just went down. Steve telling me he's not the biggest fan of James Cook. Gives away James Cook and his 2027 first, which is probably a mid to later pick, probably like 9, 10, 11, 12, you would think, like somewhere in the the bottom half. James Cook, he gets McCaffrey and Geno Smith. He needed a third quarterback. He likes McCaffrey a lot this year. He's not a big fan of James Cook. Personally, I think James Cook I wasn't a big fan of him either, but now looking at it for the season, I think James Cook probably just has another good year. We're going to let this simmer overnight, though. We usually give it like a 24-hour window. And yeah, that is every trade that's been done. And here's a fucking trade that has hit my inbox from Thomas Hamill after I told him yesterday I'm not accepting any trades. We're going to reject. And that's going to do it tonight, boys. I mean, 2 hours and 8 minutes. I went through every single trade that ever existed in this fucking league. I don't even know how many that is. It was a fucking shit ton. But I hope y'all watching live got a little bit of enjoyment out of this. Taking a little trip back in time over. We're starting now our 1, 2, 3, 5th season in Dynasty. Yeah, I'll send the text out soon with like payment stuff. I mean, but most people don't pay till the end of the year. I mean, I would like people to pay before the Dynasty season, but I know how this shit works. I mean, I get half the payments. I only get payments from fucking Knob in fucking upstate. Other than that, everyone else pays at the end of the year, basically. But that's gonna do it, boys. Yeah. Hope everyone has a good season this year. Good luck. Christ is King. Hopefully either first overall or making a miracle run. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.